Hey guys, I got a question on my page from a GAA player basically asking about GAA in the gym. I did a video kind of similar to this before with a boxer who wanted to be a bodybuilder and how to do both. But I'm going to elaborate on it now for GAA because I put up a GAA photo from when I won the All-Ireland with my club. I think it was 4 years ago. They came up my time hop and I shared it on my Facebook page and my Instagram, Brian Keane Fitness. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain. He wrote me a message basically saying my training and football career has completely dived since he joined the gym, and he just doesn't feel well. It's actually not supporting him in his goals in any way, shape or form. So this video really is for a GAA player or someone playing a sport at a good level who wants to do the gym as well. Basically what I can do is I can offer what happened to me. I can safely say that bodybuilding and that specific type of training does not go hand in hand with any sport that is not aesthetic or physique based, where you have to be functional and you have to be athletic. I made the mistake massively when I joined a gym at 16. It was my 16th birthday present. My mum and dad bought me a gym membership in the local gym. I remember having to thumb from school. I'd get home from secondary school, I'd throw in my gym bag, and I used to have to thumb to the gym. And then my mum used to pick me up on her way home from work. I did this for about 2 years until I got a car and learned properly how to drive. So I know what it's like. I remember football was my life. It was all I did was football, GAA. Everything was towards playing the best level at my club, making the senior team, making county teams. That was where my drive and passion was at the time. I joined the gym to try and improve that, but it actually went the other direction. I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I didn't have a trainer. I just went in there and did stuff that I saw in magazines. So bodybuilding style moves, bench presses and lat pull downs and push-ups and the things I saw in magazines. I didn't realize that they didn't have a direct correlation with sport and they weren't very sport specific movements. If you're going into a gym and you're a footballer or a sports person, doesn't matter what sport you're playing, but there's functional and multi-dynamic movements, and you're going in doing one plane of movement, so bench presses or rows, even squats, they're just one plane of motion. You're not going to get any better at your sport because it's not very specific to your goals and what you're doing. Things like bicep curls and tricep pushdowns have very little functionality in terms of supporting you in your sport. So the key is the gym does work with GAA and work with sport, but it has to be very specific what you're doing. You want to be working a lot of direct glute work, so things like glute bridges, squatting off a box with a glute squeeze and exploding up, single leg TRX squats, things that working explosion to the glutes. The same with things like bench press. You want to be banging up, power style training so that you're building explosiveness to your chest so you can hand people off when you're playing your sport. Again, there's a lot of good stuff and I slag CrossFit, even though I do a lot of CrossFit. There's a lot of good stuff from CrossFit that will tie directly over. Things like their thrusters are basically a front squat to an overhead press. They're great moves for athletes because they generate power from your quads and make you push it up overhead. And it's obviously going to make you stronger when you're going back to catch a ball and field it overhead. So the movements you choose and the programming you choose is absolutely vital to the progress you're going to make. If you're just going to the gym doing bicep curls, bench press, your normal bodybuilding routine, it's not going to support you in any way, shape or form. Learn from my mistake. I was about 16 to about 18. My actual performance went really low, probably the lowest it had ever been, purely from doing the wrong kind of weight training and doing the wrong kind of training in the gym. Things like diet as well is really important. When you're reading fitness magazines, they're telling you to go, low carb. And I was, I'm 28 now, so 10, 11 years ago, low carb was the big thing. So you open any magazine, it was like, right, cut your carbs. So what did I do? I cut my carbs. But you need carbs as an athlete. You need to be tapping in to those glycogen stores and keeping glucose and glycogen fueled and topped up to make sure that you have some energy source when you're training. It's like trying to run your car without petrol. If you don't have glycogen and glucose in your system, good luck trying to perform at your optimal level. But I didn't. I went in there and I ate loads of vegetables and loads of chicken and I had no complex carbs and my performance suffered. I was doing the wrong movements in the gym. I was eating the wrong foods. I was even taking the wrong supplements. I remember getting a whey protein and it just ruined my stomach. And I still am to this day really, really sensitive with supplements. That's why I use the Amix Recore, and I'd used the Optimum for years, and proteins that have like lactase in them, so that it breaks down the lactose, so I don't actually get that digestive discomfort. I didn't know that at 17, 18. I was taking a protein, it was swelling my stomach, it was making me bloated, but I took it because I read it in a magazine. So the things that support you for bodybuilding and fitness and gym aren't going to directly support you for your sport unless it's sport specific stuff you're doing. Things like your training needs to be explosive, working for strength and conditioning. Your diet needs to be perfect. You need to have your carbs a little bit higher, obviously, because you're running off your glucose and glycogen stores. And things like your supplements, branched chain amino acids, glutamine, things that support immune system, support anabolisms that you can put on a little bit of size so you're stronger, are going to support you more than, you know, things like, you know, even creatine. Even though it's got explosiveness in it, if you're an endurance athlete and doing long durations, you know, creatine will help you because you'll obviously use it in your gym based stuff, and you'll pull that water into the cells and it'll make you stronger. But it's not going to have a direct impact on your sporting performance, in my opinion. From what I've found, it never had a direct impact on any endurance-based sports that I did, because obviously, you know, you're working in a different, you know, you're working in that anaerobic zone, and then a little bit of your sprint creatine phosphate zone. So really, you know, it's not essential. Branched chain amino acids, recovery is essential for a sports person. The difference between people playing at the normal level and top level, the only thing different between them is that they're probably work ethic they put into the sport, but they also recover so much better than anyone else. So I hope this video helps. If you've got any questions, if you're a GAA player or a sports person and you're not sure of anything I've said and want some more clarity, leave a comment down below, and please like and share the page, and I'll come at you when I got another question.